2NUR FM News for our sponsor General Trades, professional roofing, maintenance and restoration.
It's 7:30. Good morning, I'm Belinda De Lasheras with Hunter News. Arson Squad detectives have released CCTV footage as they continue their inquiries into a deliberately lit fire at the junction in Newcastle last year. Rory O'Connor from Police Headquarters says a special strike force has been formed to investigate the incident.
Shortly after midnight on Sunday the 7th of July, when emergency services were called to Kemp Street at the junction after a building was found to be well alight. The blaze was extinguished, however the building was extensively damaged. Through initial inquiries, investigators determined that the fire was deliberately lit.
Police are now on the lookout for a grey or silver late 1990s model BMW, as well as a man seen walking in the building's vicinity, captured in the footage. Meanwhile, police have charged a man who allegedly indecently exposed himself to a female University of Newcastle student in Waratah West. It's claimed he also performed a lewd act after sitting next to her at a bus stop on University Drive over the weekend. The man handed himself into police last night, following the release of CCTV footage yesterday. The Baird government has come out swinging, insisting work to conceal tracks at Newcastle's Stewart Avenue level crossing isn't in breach of an injunction preventing the city's rail removal before the matter faces court once more. It comes after the iconic tracks were buried under freshly laid bitumen, while sand and soil was poured over crossings at Steele and Wolfe Streets ahead of plans to connect Hunter Street to the Honeysuckle precinct. The issue will go before court again in March. There are calls for a boost to staffing levels at Hunter courthouses following concerns some facilities have been left without sheriff's officers. While the Public Service Association is lobbying for numbers to be increased, it's feared many roles are being filled by private contractors with little power to intervene in emergency situations. Shadow Minister for the Hunter, Sonia Hornery, says the situation needs to be rectified.
We've seen a downgrading in the number of sheriff's officers in New South Wales. What I'm calling on the government to do on behalf of the community is to increase the number of sheriff's officers and make sure that there is adequate supervision of all our courthouses.
The financial viability of Indigenous businesses in Newcastle is set to receive a boost thanks to a free series of development and assistance seminars. The Into Business workshops are designed to help Indigenous Australians with a flair for business develop their commercial ideas and corporate skills. Program Manager Eric Oates says it's about empowering Indigenous entrepreneurs.
This program and Indigenous Business Australia Business Development and Assistance Program is aimed to close the gap between Indigenous business operators and business operators across the board. So that at the moment there's a gap of about 5% Indigenous owner-operators to about 16% non-Indigenous. So that's the gap that we're trying to close.
Information can be found by contacting Indigenous Business Australia on 1800 107 107. Briefly, Newcastle's beaches could be set to reopen today after no confirmed great white shark sightings along the coast in the past 24 hours. The Liberal Party has settled on its candidate for Port Stephens at the March state election, with local councillor Ken Jordan awarded a tilt at the seat over former federal Newcastle candidate Jamie Abbott in a close call vote last night. And the owners of Toronto Private Hospital have announced they'll close all surgical theatres, putting at least 24 people out of work. Now with sport, Cecilia Connell.
After months of gruelling rehabilitation therapy, injured Newcastle knight Alex McKinnon has stood for the first time. The former second rower was up on his feet for several minutes with help from his fiancée. He'll return to Newcastle late this month to begin a new career with the Red and Blue, working alongside coaching staff as well as taking on a role in the commercial area. Jets playmaker Marcos Flores is packing his bags for the US to join American Soccer League club Jacksonville Armada. It's understood the team have offered the Argentinian a 3-year deal. If it eventuates, Flores will be the 10th player the Jets have released mid-contract since the end of last season. And the next teams to hit Hunter Stadium for the Asian Cup, Oman and Kuwait, have arrived in Newcastle in preparation for Saturday's match. It's a must-win encounter for both sides after dual losses on Tuesday ended their hopes of progressing past the group stage. That's sport. I'm Cecilia Connell.
2NUR FM News time is 26 to 8.